Good morning, CE 108, code 3353. I am Josue Mega Jr., your reporter for today, and I will tackle all about motivating.
Motivating. So, let us learn the objectives for this lesson. First is to learn the definition of motivation. Second is to know the factors contributing to motivation. And lastly, to know four theories of motivation. So, what is motivation? We all know that some people misconcept motivation to motivating. However, motivating is different from motivation. Motivating refers to the act of giving employees reasons or incentives to work and achieve the organizational objectives. So, organizational objectives means goals or objectives that your company or organization wants to complete. While motivation, it refers to the process of activating the behavior, sustaining it, and directing it towards a particular goal or achievement, known as the three stages. Note, when there is motivation, there is enthusiasm. It is an internal phenomenon. In other words, it is within us. Also, happiness does not necessarily drive motivation. So, let us now move to the theories of motivation. You might not know, but there are more than four theories of motivation. However, these four here are the most important and influential of them all. First is Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Second is Herzberg's two-factor theory. Third is expectancy theory. And lastly, goal-setting theory. Now, let us first tackle the first theory. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This theory is developed by Abraham Maslow, a psychologist, which theorized that human beings have basic needs, which are as followed in the image. The lowest level of need is the physiological needs. Second level is the safety needs. The third level is the social, love, or belonging needs. And the fourth level is the esteem needs. And the last and the most top level is self-actualization. So it is important to note that in order to proceed to the next level or to the upper level, you must first satisfy the lower levels. First, the first layer or the first level is the physiological needs. These are concerns with biological needs like food, drink, rest, and also sex fall under this category. This takes priority over needs since this is the one that gives us more survivability in this world. Second level is the safety needs. These refer to the freedom from harm coming from the elements or the environment or from other people. It also refers to financial security, which may be affected by loss of job or a death of a breadwinner in the family, etc. The third level is social needs. After satisfying an individual's physiological and security or safety needs, the employee will now strive to secure the third level, which is love, affection, and the need to be accepted by peers. The fourth level is the esteem needs. The fourth level of needs that refers to the need for a positive self-image and self-respect and the need to be respected by others. And after satisfying all those layers, we will now achieve the top layer or the top level, which is self-actualization needs. The fifth and the topmost level needs in the hierarchy that involves realizing our full potential as human beings and becoming all that we are able to become, to be. So self-actualization refers that an individual is truly living his life So, in order to live our full life, we must achieve self actualization by satisfying the needs below this level. So, how does Maslow's hierarchy of needs influence motivation? So, we must remember this graph or figure. This is the process of motivation. First, first box is our needs, which can be referred or based upon the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Plus, the motivation leads to action or goal-directed behavior, which then results to satisfaction of our needs, which bring us readiness to achieve the next goal or to achieve the next need or the next level of the hierarchy law. The second theory is all about Herzberg's two-factor theory. This theory is developed by Frederick Herzberg, indicating that a satisfied employee is motivated from within to work harder and that a dissatisfied employee is not self-motivated. Herzberg identified two factors affecting the employee's motivation, which are hygiene and motivator factors. These are the two factors he classified. So hygiene factor is all about hygiene factors refers to the negative fact to the hygiene factors refers to the negative. So hygiene factors so so hygiene factors refers to the negative. So hygiene factors refers to the factors which are negatively impacting the motivation of employee, while the motivator factors is the positive factors influencing the motivation of an employee. According to the research of Herzberg, he found out that there are many factors that can be classified in the motivator factors and the hygiene factors. And satisfied employees said that the following factors responsible for job satisfaction, tabled in motivator factors, are achievement, recognition, work itself, responsibility, advancement, and growth. However, the dissatisfied employees mentioned the following factors who are responsible for job dissatisfaction, which are tabled in hygiene factors, are company policy and administration, supervision, relationship with peers and superiors, personal life, salary, work condition, a relationship with subordinate status, and security. If Herzberg theory will be considered by the engineer manager in motivating employees, he must do something to eliminate the dissatisfier or the hygiene factors and install satisfier or motivator factors so that the dissatisfier are eliminated at point zero, which then the employee is still not motivated to work hard. The third theory is all about expectancy theory. This theory is developed by Victor H. Vroom. This is a model based on the assumption that an individual will work depending on his perception of the probability of his expectation to happen. So we all know that when we are doing something, we ourselves are expecting results. However, in reality, those expectations are being betrayed. So motivation is affected by those expectations. This theory poses the idea that motivation is determined by these factors: expectancy and valence. Expectancies is the belief about the likelihood or probability that a particular behavior act will lead to particular outcome. Second, valence is about the value an individual places on the expected outcomes or rewards. So here is an example of an expectancy model. When a person gives effort, in the process of doing so, there is expectancy, which is a perceived probability of successful performance given by the effort. After effort comes the performance. And in the middle of the process of doing the performance, there is also an expectancy, which is perceived probability of receiving an outcome given an performance. After performance comes the outcomes. The outcomes can be classified as the two. The first level outcome, compensation, and the first level outcome, recognition. So let us first tackle the compensation. When an outcome is on first level comp- compensation, it is expected that there are valencies within it. And the valencies within it can be positive, going upward, or can be negative, going downward. When the when the valency is positive, lies the second level outcome, which is which is lies the second level of outcome, which lies the second level of outcome. It refers to an ability to purchase a house and lot, to buy a car, to buy a home, to buy foods, or the outcome may be a negative valency, which is the second level outcome, ability to be with the family. And the next So the second level of outcome is the ability to be with the family. So in this case, when you are with your family, your income or your money lessens because you are providing also with your family. So the second example of the first level outcome is recognition. When a recognition occurs from an outcome, it can be classified into two balances also, the positive one and the negative one. When it is positive, the second level outcome is giving yourself a self-esteem or boosted self-esteem of an individual. However, if the valency is negative, then it's going downwards. And the second level outcome of this is esteem of others. Since you don't have recognition, it may be that you are not the one who is recognized, but your fellow coworkers. And those recognition may come as a hinder to your self-esteem. You may reflect that you are worse than them. So that's it. This is an expected example of an expectancy model. Expectancy theory based on the graph. So expectancy theory based on the previous graphs can be classified as first, a combination of forces within the individual and in the environment determines behavior. Second, people makes decision about their own behavior and that of organization. Third, people have different types of needs, goals, and desire. Fourth, people make choices among alternative behavior based on the extent to which they think a certain behavior will lead to a desired outcome. So the last theory that we'll tackle about is goal setting theory. This theory is developed by Edwin A. Locke and his associates. It refers to the process of improving performance with objective deadlines or quality standards. For example, in a case of a teacher, in order to give motivation for his or her students to be able to work the activities, he will set a deadline for those activities in order to give motivation to the students to finish it. When an individuals or groups are assigned specific goals, a clear direction is provided and which later motivates them to achieve the specified goals. The goal setting model consists of the following components. First is goal content. Goal content refers The goal setting model consists of the following. First is goal content. To be sufficient in content, goals must be challenging, attainable, specific, and measurable, time limited, and relevant. Second, the second component is goal commitment. When individuals or groups are committed to the goals they are supposed to achieve, there is a chance that they will be able to achieve them. The third component is work behavior. Goals influence behavior in terms of direction, effort, persistence, and planning. When an individual is provided with direction, performance is facilitated. In trying to attain goals that are already indicated, the individual is provided with a direction to exert more effort. The identification of goal provided a reason for individual to persist in his effort until the goal is attained. Once goals are set, the first important input to planning is already in place. The last component is feedback aspects. Feedbacks provide the individuals with a way of knowing how far they have gone in achieving objectives. Feedbacks also facilitate the introduction of corrective measures whenever they are found to be necessary. Feedbacks are very important in companies. It is the process of learning from the mistakes of your achieve previous efforts or previous projects, and you can correct those mistakes. That is So how does goals motivate and facilitate the performance of a company? So this can be summarized in this figure. Organizational goals of a company must be challenging, attainable, specific and measurable, time limited, and relevant, which can affect the work behavior of an employee. The work behavior of an employee has then two factors that affect it, which is his job knowledge and ability, and the knowledge of results or the feedbacks from his previous project. So with the work behavior must have direction, effort, persistence, and planning. And in the middle of that, there is task complexity and also situational constraints, which affects the performance of individual. Situational constraints can be classified as the tools, materials, or equipment of the company. When a company lacks tools, materials, or equipment, it greatly affects the performance of an individual. So, that is all. Thank you.